Journalists don't take pictures over social media. Please don't do that. You're just going to piss them off. What can PR strategies look like for podcasters? Honestly, the world is your oyster. I would say be creative. Start local. You're not a major brand. The GMA doesn't want to talk to you. Not yet, anyway. If I were starting a podcast right now, I would look around in my local network, the people that I know now, the local media, and say, what do I have to offer in my niche that is going to be interesting and newsworthy to the audience of the partner, the media outlet, or the local business? It's never about you. It's about what do you have to offer for their audience. No one cares that you have a podcast. No one cares that you have a business. They only care about what you can offer them. And you need to come to the table with an idea formed. In order to garner any interest, you have to have an actual idea. You have to have an actual story. It is not the other person's job to figure out how to work with you. That's your job. And that's what you're pitching. You're not pitching your podcast. You're pitching the idea of how you're going to collaborate and bring something of value to their audience, something that they want, something that's timely, something that matters, something that's interesting. Build around your niche, not your podcast. So what that means is, again, it's all about the audience. It's not about your podcast. What happens most of the time is people lead with the podcast. I have a podcast about wellness, and people are like, okay, well, there's like 50,000 podcasts about wellness. Why should I care about this one? Every brand, every business is solving a problem or providing a service to their niche. Every one of them, even your podcast. What are you solving for? But you have to have that because it's going to serve this niche of people. And based on that and the clarity of your brand, you're going to attract the right people. Network and partnerships are everything. Yes, you need to attend networking events. My uncle has this saying that he loves to say, and I think it's fairly famous. He's a very experienced and successful investment banker. And he loves to say, your network determines your net worth. Because truly, the more people you know, the more opportunities you are going to have for people to know what you're doing. Partnerships are everything. You cannot build partnerships if you are not building your network. You cannot do it all alone. So you have to go out and you have to develop these partnerships. They're going to help you access their networks, their audience. That's going to bring more people into your audience and you're going to grow that way. These are things that you should be doing whether or not you want to pitch media. PR is a relationships game. I get that it's hard and I get that it's time consuming. And if you're an introvert, I'm an introvert, like I kind of have to psych myself up, right, to get ready to go into a networking thing and be on. But that's where the money is, right? That's where it's at. If you have good relationships, those gifts just keep on giving. And that's why you always need to be cultivating and you always need to be maintaining. So just like a word to the wise, you should be having quarterly meetings with your contacts. You should be reaching out to them and saying, hey, love to talk to you. Hey, it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just want to catch up. See what are you working on? See if there's, anything that we can collaborate on. Because cultivating media takes long. It does. Especially if you don't have contacts already. Let me tell you, it is going to take a minimum of 6 months, consistent action of pitching and cultivating relationships with media contacts before you start to see any ROI, especially now because there's been so many layoffs in media. Almost nobody has staff writers anymore. There was a time in the early 2000s when all these publications had staff writers and you knew who to contact and it was just easier to find. And now everybody is freelance because everybody's getting laid off. And so you will have one journalist or one writer that writes for 10, 15 different publications. So imagine how many deadlines they have a week. That means that the pitch has to land. And you have to do a lot of follow-up. They're getting hundreds of emails a day. They're not paying attention to you. Who are you?